Welcome to our garden here. It's TTDI Edible Community Garden. We started this place in 2017 due to several residents who have very keen to start a community garden. So we map up the layout of the garden and we work along that pathway. So today we would have seen the spaces around where we try to maximize it too. From young, I've been a volunteer, and I feel that that we all, can contribute back to the society and to the community.
Hello everyone, welcome back. Alright, I'm so happy today we have Evelyn again. I'm sure you remember her, right, from the previous episode that she shared with us all the beautiful, wonderful plants she has in her home garden. So today we're gonna visit the TTDI Community Edible Community Garden. Wow! Edible Community Garden in TTDI, in the city. I think we really want to go and check it out. So I'm so glad and happy that we have Evelyn here again to bring us around to share what are there in this Edible Community Garden. Let's go!
So what you see here 5 years ago was just total wasteland. Plenty of rocks, people were throwing all the construction stuff here. Alright, so the land was totally unusable. And thanks to the chair, whom I introduced you, Margaret, and a group of volunteers, we cleared the land over 5 years. So what you see here is after 5 years effort to revive the land, to make it fertile, that we can grow all kinds of things. So why we call it the Edible Community Garden? Because we grow edibles. Alright, so things like herbs, okay, pandan, of course. Look at the size of our plant.
Wow!
Yeah. Alright, and we don't use any chemical fertilizer or chemical pesticides in this garden. It's totally chemical free, pesticide free. Alright, we make our own compost. I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so although it's the Edible Community Garden, why do we have flowering plants? Because we need to attract pollinators. So for example, this cosmos, right? They flower all the time and they're self-seeding, meaning that once the flower drops off, it leaves the seeds and it just falls on the ground, and then we have new cosmos. So they attract, We have this beautiful plant here. It's not blooming very well at the moment, but it's fragrant. It's called Yesterday, Today and Tomorrow because it's purple, then it becomes light purple, as you can see, and then becomes white. Look, it's blooming today. It's white, it turns pink, and then by evening it turns red. This is the hibiscus mutabilis I was telling you about before. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Okay, this is our vegetable plot here. So here we have we grow all kinds of veggies, and these beds are all constructed by volunteers. Right, these beds are all constructed by volunteers. We don't buy anything, we use recycled stuff when we can. Alright, what you see here is a cooperation with Maxis, and it measures the water, the minerals in the soil. So it is all a high-tech thing that they are doing, and they're using our community farm to try out this thing. This is our loofah. Do we have one? Oh, look at that, yes. Yes. See? As I said, and we use only natural fertilizer, which is mainly compost and sometimes vermicompost as well. A herb called Java ginseng, and it's got some medicinal properties, so you can make soup with the leaves as well. And if you notice here, we also plant marigold. Why marigold? Again, to attract pollinators, but also at the same time, it actually wards off certain pests because of the smell. In Malay, we call it bunga tai ayam, so it has certain smell, and certain pests that don't like to come because of it. This is our kai choy, ready for harvesting. This is the veggie that you use to make ham choy, the salted vegetable, right? Or you can also cut it up and stir fry. If you come over here, So everywhere in the garden, we have certain things, herbs as well as vegetables. Okay, this here is called ngai in Chinese or mugwort. Okay, it's a very interesting plant. It's got very good medicinal value. People use it to make soup, they use it to make omelette. And we found out that people in the spa, they actually once came and request for this because you can boil it and you can soak your feet with it. After that, of course, when it's cool. Okay, yeah, but it's a very good medicinal plant. So is this. This is Indian borage. All right, if you smell it, great. It smells like peppermint.
Wow.
It's very good for cough. So you just need to infuse the leaves in hot water, put some rock sugar, right? And then you can drink it. So again, a lot of medicinal properties. This is a baby plant. It's actually the drumstick tree, right? And the leaves has got a lot of medicinal value. In fact, in places like Hawaii, they plant it by plantations and people consume the leaves. The Indians use it all the time, and now people are discovering that this drumstick tree has got a lot of vitamins, antioxidants, right? So we have a big tree, but this is the baby tree that we planted here. This is our basil, okay, sweet basil. So would you try to plant some kind of other kinds of herbs that people use in cooking as well? There's sweet basil there. Then let's see what we have here. Oh, this is the sawtooth coriander. That's used a lot in Thai cooking as well. And this is our dill. Right, use it especially when you are doing your salmon or fish dishes or sardines. It's very nice to put it in your sandwich. This spiral thing is for herbs and is part of our attempt to do permaculture. Alright, so this is a permaculture kind of concept that you grow different kinds of herbs in this area, but we make it spiral, and it's experimental, but again, it's done very well. This is our compost pits. Okay, we do composting, our own composting. We sell our compost. All the organic matter is donated by people in the neighbourhood. In fact, people even from Damansara Jaya or Damansara Utama will come and they give us their organic kitchen waste. And we mix it with dry leaves, and it's mainly just organic matter. And after a few weeks, it becomes beautiful organic stuff. It's all composted and becomes fertilizer, which we use for our garden, and we also use it for and people also buy it from us. We also put coffee grounds. So the cafes donate their coffee grounds to us as well. This grass and coffee. Kitchen waste. Our chili powder is very well. So we've got different types of chili powder as well. The red type, this fat round ones. And over here we have asparagus. This is our asparagus pack. This is okra. It's a bit old, going to be harvested, but I can see how big our okra is. Our rainwater harvester. This was donated by a company, but we try not to use tap water because it's got chlorine. We use rainwater for our plants as well. So we are trying to conserve water at the same time, you know, be environmentally friendly as much as we can. To spraying, not pesticide, neem, a mixture of neem and soap water and all that. It's a natural insecticide that we're spraying. It's neem oil. This is our starfruit tree. It's flowering at the moment. We don't seem to have any fruits yet, but once it fruits, the whole tree is full of fruits. And you see a lot of banana trees. We have plenty bananas here, all varieties. Pisang mas, pisang raja, pisang susu, you know. And banana trees are very useful because the trunk can be composted. So it goes back to compost again. This is our chicken tree. this is our kunyit. Look at the size.
Oh my god.
Have you seen leaves? Kunyit leaves this big? Yeah. This is our kunyit. And we have here what they call the sayur manis. I don't know what they call it in Chinese. They use it in your banh mi.
Pan mi, yeah.
Use it banh mi, Our
Passion
fruit, which has traveled up the tree. See, it's full of passion fruit. So things are very natural here, you know. You can have a beautiful looking farm, but this is a real farm. It's not one for display. And real farm is like this. You know, when you talk about permaculture, you want things to be as natural as possible as it would be in a natural environment. So you would have trees, you would have herbs, you would have fruit trees, you would have flowering plants. So there's a balance in terms of the ecology. You know? It's not just strictly all vegetables and nothing else. So if you look at the whole environment, it's very natural. You feel that you're in a natural environment, not a kind of beautifully designed kind of farm. Yeah, and that's what we're trying to create. Oh, look at this, our yams. So somebody donated some yam plants for us. So this is what we have here. So nothing is thrown away. You know, everything is kept for either composting or for some other use as well. All right, but it's actually our beautiful serai. We plant lots of it all over the place. Why? It's something that people look for all the time because it's used in cooking a lot. But the serai leaves also has the ability to ward off mosquitoes. As you can see, I'm wearing long sleeves because there are plenty of mosquitoes. As I say, it's a natural environment, so you can't expect cool, aircon, etc. Plenty of mosquitoes, so we do plant a lot here. Okay, let's go over there and see something. We just actually trimmed our belimbing tree. Can you see the fruit? Yeah, belimbing bulo. So again, this tree, belimbing, is something you don't find in urban areas now. And usually in kampong you find it because it is quite a big tree. It was a very big tree. And the trunk was full of fruits. Okay? So people use it for making sambal belimbing, for cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's our belimbing tree. We've got some heliconias here, okay, or bird of paradise as they call it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, just some color. We call this the Marilyn Monroe. Do you know why?
No?
Marilyn Monroe. There's a very famous scene in Marilyn Monroe where she's wearing a dress with a skirt that's flare. And she's standing over a gutter and the wind blew the skirt up. So we call it Marilyn Monroe. Now you see the dry leaves here, back of it. We work together with BDKL when the workers, when they sweep up the leaves, they used to throw it away, right? We ask them to give it to us because we need the dry leaves for composting as well. So nothing is wasted. So instead of throwing in the landfill or, you know, there is actually, as they said, gold in dirt. So this is unwanted leaves, bags of it, you see it by the roadside, right? So they bring it here or we go and collect them and then we use it in our, because when you do composting, you need the organic matter. You also need what we call the brown matter. And this is the brown matter that we need. So we use plenty of dry leaves in our compost as well. Okay, here, the cafes, they bring their coffee grounds, or anybody who has got coffee grounds, they can bring and put it here because we use it for composting, right? So, and usually there are bins lying up here as well, so people can come and throw their food waste, or they can go through the main gate if they are around. Now, this is another project that we do. We encourage the households around here, don't throw their all down the sink.
Yeah.
Because it goes in the river, it pollutes our rivers, and we also kind of like, we try to get involved with other environmental projects as well. So one is of course to save our rivers. So the used cooking oil is then sold to a company that makes biodiesel out of it. So again, the little that we can do, but I think whatever little we can do contributes to a better environment, a cleaner environment for everybody. And in a way, by doing this, we are also educating the community, right? But try to think twice before you throw anything in, right? Especially things that will add to landfill, that will also contribute to pollution of our water, rivers and water sources. So it's a way of educating them and encouraging them. So it has been very, very successful because it generates a little bit of income for us as well when we sell it. And it all goes back to the garden.
Yeah.
So so it has attracted a lot of school groups as well. People use this place sometimes just environment for storytelling. People bring children from kindergarten to look at our garden because kids nowadays they see the picture of a papaya tree, but they don't know what a real papaya tree looks like.
Yep.
You know?
Correct.
So they bring here. So we have all kinds of games with them. Identify the plant, drawing. It's called Moses in the Cradle. So if you know your Bible story by Moses in the Cradle, if you look at the fruits, okay, look at the flowers, sorry. It's encased in this thing, like a little cradle.
Yep.
Right, so we call it Moses in the Cradle. I'm not sure people use it now, but when we were children, my mother would boil this with barley, and it's very cooling. Yeah, we boil the leaves, so you have what we used to call it the purple barley, right? And it's detox the kidneys, very good, right? But mainly we use the leaves. So sometimes people do come and ask us for this. Yeah, Moses in the Cradle, lovely plant. Okay, you're wondering what is this here? We actually we have some fish. So get rid of the eggs. This is our lotus pond. It's not very
Lotusy.
yeah, at the moment. Okay, the leaves are beautiful. But at one time when it was full of flowers and it's huge. But after a while they die off, then you've got to revive the pond. Now, why do we want to keep a lotus pond here? Actually, we want to attract things like dragonflies. A dragonfly is a mosquito eating machine. It actually buzzes around and it chomps a lot of mosquitoes in the process. Okay? So, and they glide on water. So we want to attract those insects like dragonfly, damselflies, because these are mosquito-eating insects. So it helps us to keep away mosquitoes from the garden. What we have here is a whole bed of groundnuts. Okay, why we plant groundnuts? Because we want to get the nitrogen-fixing bacteria, which is found in the root of the groundnut plants, before we start planting. Nitrogen is very important for plants. Okay, so the bacteria in groundnuts, where the nodules are, the bacteria will fix the nitrogen from the air and turn it into nitrate, which is very important for plants. Right, we need nitrogen for plants, so we plant lots of groundnuts first. We harvest the groundnuts, we can eat the groundnuts, and then we put compost in the soil before we start planting anything. So that's why our soil is so rich in nutrients. A book exchange program that we conduct usually on Sunday, where people bring their books. Again, we don't want people to throw away stuff, right? And they can bring their books, and then in exchange they can take another book that they want from the shelf. So at the same time, we replenish with new books, and you get a book that you've not read, and you can just come and take something off the shelf. So this is again something that we do for the community, right? So we do have people who come here who browse, who borrow a book, and then they donate another book. Yeah, as I said, that we do a lot of things. A lot of things that we do is actually for the community. It's not just for ourselves. And on Saturday we have the Saturday market. So if you come on a Saturday, there will be people setting up stalls here, right? To sell produce. We also support small-time farmers, people who have problems finding a platform to sell their stuff. We offer them an opportunity to sell their stuff here. We have an online platform where you order and then you come and collect your produce from here. Okay, so these are some of the things that we do.
Along the way, we also felt that gardening is food security, because we actually have harvest to bring home and enjoy our harvest. You know, can you imagine we just harvest our vegetables here and we bring home, which is like only 10 minutes away from from the garden. We exercise a few hours, without realizing what kind of different form of exercise we are doing, whether it's squat or band. These are all good exercises for the senior or even the young people. Yeah, and we carry loads of things too. So these are a form of exercise that can actually help us to strengthen our muscles. Yeah. So other than that, I think have a visit to the place and enjoy yourself.